Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome to another video, and a very happy new year to everybody. Let's hope it's a very good year. Let's hope it's a good year for this game. Okay, so my plan for this video and also for tomorrow is at the moment we're kind of in between seasons. Season 1 is now finished, and it looks like they are just doing random things, I assume, until the new year and the new season starts. So I'm going to make a lot of assumptions. I'm assuming that in the new season it's going to be a different roster of cars. It's going to be a different roster of races. And based on that, I'm assuming one of them is going to be the GT4's or the GT3's. So what I actually wanted to do is, in this downtime, I wanted to prepare for that season. My plan was to actually go to Road Atlanta. For some reason I thought Road Atlanta was actually on the service, but it's not. So that was my plan, was to go and actually do a couple laps in all the GT4s, choose the one that I want to use going forward, and then based on that I'll do a setup, and then I will use that for all my GT4 races, building weekly setups for everybody. So I know a lot of people use my setups. I know it helps a lot of people. So I want to do this now so that there is something ready for if the new season comes, or whenever the GT4s is on the roster. It gives you guys a chance to use the car, to actually test it, etc, etc. And so we're all on the same page. So Road Atlanta is not on here. I really thought it was. I don't know why I thought that. Anyway, so I'm gonna go back to a circuit that I know well, and I'm gonna choose San Marino for this test. I wanted Road Atlanta because it's got a very technical section. It's got a long straight. It's got a high-speed corners. It's got slow speed corners, it's got big braking zones, so it kind of tests everything. San Marino is that same style. You've got fast corners, you've got slow corners. The problem with San Marino though is it's quite a long lap. I actually wanted Road Atlanta because it's a much shorter lap. So what the plan was today was to look for a GT4. I was just going to do some laps in all of them, and I was going to choose the one I feel most comfortable in. And then I got here, and there's a hell of a lot more GT4s than what I anticipated. I can't test all these cars. There are cars here I know I'm never going to drive. I'm never going to drive an Alpine. I'm never going to drive a Chevrolet. I'm never going to drive a Nissan. So what I'm going to do is I'm never going to drive the Cayman or the Supra. So I'm going to do this test based on the cars that I drive in iRacing that I know, and it's going to be easier for me. I'm going to drive the Mercedes, I'm going to drive the Ford, the BMW, the Audi, and the Alpine, and the Aston Martin. So there's 5 cars. And then from those 5 cars, so the plan is just to do a couple laps, and then just see which car with the stock standard base setup that they've got, and then just to see which one suits me the best, and then that's the one we're going to build a base setup on, and we're going to work from going forward. So anyway, here we go. The first one will be the Mercedes. Let's get a San Marino. Oh, there's a Michi. So guys, I do want to thank you again for all the support. I know I've been going through a bit of a shit show with this game. I'm trying to get through it and out the other side. Let's hope the new year it's better. And I did see today it's the NGTN race at Sao Paulo. It's on the hour. I'm definitely going to do one race in that this afternoon. I'm going to set the car up. I'm going to race it. I'll probably do a live stream for that. I didn't want to do that now because it's still very early morning in Europe, so the participation levels are low, and I wanted to do this. This was actually what I wanted to actually do today. So let's go to the vehicle setup. Let's just look at the suspension. what I do want to do is this. I just want to change this a little bit. Steering rack rate. Sorry, that's just one. Let's just leave that as it is. This was the one I wanted to do. I'm just going to save this, save setup, confirm. Okay, we're not going to do anything else to this car. I've never driven this car. Just going to get a few laps just to get into it, see what it's like. Sure, sounds just like the GT3. So the plan is just to do about 3 laps just to get a feel of the car. And see how we go. I haven't driven any GT4's in this game at all. To be honest, I don't even drive GT4's in iRacing either, so you really get the feeling that there's a long nose onto this car. Okay, so I need to. Let's go. That's actually quite nice to drive. It's a very nice car to drive. I really hope they are going to add this onto the roster. It's not a problem, that's just basically cold tire setup work, you not knowing the car, not knowing all the braking areas. So I'm going to do 3 laps. Oh, I want to have my coffee. I really hope they can fix this rubber banding latency errors that seem to be. Okay, I don't know where to brake here. It's a very nice car to drive. It's actually very stable. Okay. So we don't obviously have a proper setup, and this is not about me doing fast laps. It's just about which car I feel comfortable in, so I can then set the car up, because the car is obviously not really set up at the moment. So why did I turned the brake bias up? Because the rear spun around on that corner and it spun around at the bottom of here the last time too. Okay, but that's not that's not brake. Okay, so I'm going to do one more lap and we'll see where we are. So if you are new here, welcome. It's better, Stephen. Okay, let's try and get a clean lap in. Thanks, buddy. If I'm very honest, I'm leaning towards driving the Audi or the BMW when we eventually get to them, or the Mustang. Those are the three cars I'm most interested in doing. So I'm going to do them last. After this one, we're going to do the Alpine, the Aston. So why did I choose this track now? Because I've been driving this in iRacing, I've been driving this in this game. I don't have to try and relearn a track. Because that also takes a little bit of time as well. So I only have to learn the car basically. I'm actually going to do one more lap because I feel like I'm only now starting to get the hang of the car. The tyres are still actually look rather cold. So I think the order is going to be the Aston Martin next, then the Mustang, then the Audi, then the BMW will go last, because that's the car that I tend to gravitate towards the BMW for some reason. I want to get one clean lap in just to get a comparative lap time. Although it's not really going to be a fair comparison because I'm learning all the braking points now in the GT4. Whereas when you get to the end, I will know them. So theoretically, I should be faster in the cars at the end. But it's just more the actual handling and the drivability of the car. How does the car feel? Do I like the way it drives? It's not about an out-and-out lap time at the moment. Okay, so what's that? A 155.7. Okay, so let's just leave it there. So that's a 155.7. I really wish I could just change the car without having to go through this process. Okay, 155.7. Okay, let's go. What did we say was going to be next? The Aston. Okay, let's go. 155.7. Okay, I just want to put my 4.111. You see, this is also a problem because this is a high this is a high downforce track, but that's fine. As I said, it's not about the lap time. It's just about comparing. So this sounds just like the GT3 in iRacing, exactly the same. So this cockpit we could actually bring more towards me as well.
You're clear.
Oh, this thing's gearing's a lot shorter than the Mercedes. I immediately feel a lot more comfortable driving this than what I do with the Mercedes. You can probably see it in my driving as well. It's actually a nice car to drive. It's actually surprised me, because this wouldn't have been my first choice. I'm going to turn the brake bias up a little bit. It's got very short gearing. I actually like that. Okay, so this car actually surprised me. Okay, so the Mercedes is definitely fallen away already. I feel a lot more comfortable driving this car. It's a lot more like what I'm used to. It's a lot more stable through the corners. It's a lot more stable over the bumps. Sounds nice. It's a very nice car to drive. I would just need to bring the cockpit more towards me. It's a lot more stable on acceleration. I was pushing it a little bit more there, because I actually took the first one in fifth. I normally take it in fourth. Okay, so we did a 1:55.7. I feel like this is going to be faster already, but sometimes you feel like it's a fast lap but it's actually not, but we'll see. So we did 4 laps in the Mercedes in total. 1:55.8. That's just what I said. Sometimes it feels like a fast lap, but it's not. But I do feel a lot more comfortable in this car. But it's not just about raw pace, because remember, these cars are not set up yet. And this car I feel a lot more comfortable in. I feel like I can push it a little bit more. The rear's not spinning out on me. can go over the curbs. That's a lot more stable. I can control the slide there with my throttle. Why are the yellow bars on the top there? I feel this one's going to be faster. You're going to do one more lap. .155.1. Okay, well this is not going to improve my lap time. Okay, so I've messed that up. I'm not going to do 2 more laps. We're down to 155.1. Okay, so far we are heading for the Aston. It actually drives and feels exactly how the GT3 Aston does in iRacing. I'm actually quite impressed. That's like a direct copy. Okay, so the next one we're going to go for is the Ford Mustang. Okay, let's go. 155.1. They're all pretty much going to be the same, and obviously I should get faster as I learn the track with these cars, because I don't drive these cars at all. Okay, let's go. I want to put this 24. I want to put this. So all the rear wings are the same. Save setup, vehicle setup. Okay. Let's go. So the thing about this car, it always sounds so nice. Yeah, sometimes it's also about the excitement of driving something, and you kind of get that idea when you're driving the Ford Mustang. Sounds nice on the downshifts. Sounds nice when you put your foot down. It's going to change the brake bias a little bit. Oh, this car sounds nice to drive. Even if I am slower, this just already feels more exciting than the Aston. Oh, and it rides the curbs very well. I couldn't do that in the Mercedes. This rides the curbs well without having to do anything to the suspension and the shocks. No screeching of the tires. So this actually feels great. This really does feel great. I don't know if it's going to be faster than the Aston, but as far as the excitability factor, hands down, definitely the Ford Mustang. Rides the curbs very nicely. It's very stable. Rides the curbs very nicely. I'm going to push it through that chicane. I don't feel like I have to lift off if I go over a bump. With the other cars I feel I have to lift off. I don't get that feeling with this car. I can just drive. So I'll do the same test again tomorrow with the GT3's. I love the way this car drives, actually. I think this is going to be faster than the 155-1. It feels faster. 53, 54, 55. It's not a 55-1. What was that? Hey, where's my time? I can also catch the slide nicely. Ride over the curbs nicely. So why didn't it record my time? It must be because of the chicane. I cut it. Takes that corner very nicely. What are those red lines that come up? I want to record a time, so I don't want to go over that. No, this car is by far, hands down, the winner so far. So if like anybody wonders why I'm not testing the Porsche, me and Porsches don't do well together. And I learned that they're just too much hassle with they're just too rear end happy and twitchy, and I feel like I'm always fighting the car.
Remember, the car will feel loose when you get into the dirty air.
What dirty air, buddy? We're the only car on the track. Oh, you mean the pollution? So this is a second slower than the Aston, but I did make a mistake in the first corner, and I think I also like lost it here as well. So yep, this is going to be a lot faster. Sometimes if it just feels good, it drives good. I really like the way this thing rides the curbs. I did go a little bit slower through there. I want to do one more lap in this car, because I think I can go faster than what I'm going. Let's see where we are. Do we get our first 154? Okay.
What's your
I'm
problem?
not going to do another lap because even with that mistake, this is the fastest. 1:54.9. Quit. Okay, so we've got two cars left, the Audi and the BMW. Okay, let's take the Audi. The only thing with the Audi with me is the engine sounds a bit funky. I don't like that sound. That's why I don't drive the Lambo either. Okay, vehicle setup. It just always sounds a little bit funky in the engine. It's got like a whiny sound. Safe setup. Okay, back. Okay. It's got that whine.
Clear.
Oh, you can see out the windows. Mid-engine cars. That's the problem with the Audi in iRacing. With the that's why one of the reasons why I don't drive it. At least you can see out the side window. Whoa. Mid-engine cars, huh? That's why I don't drive the Audi, that's why I don't drive the Porsche. But I do like the McLaren, and I like the Ferrari. They handle very nicely. But the Audis and the Porsches, let me just turn the brake bias. The Audis and the Porsches and the Lambo tend to do what's like just happened. It revs very nicely. It's got a nice looking dash. It actually rides over those curbs very nicely. Let's go, 1:44.9. I really like that you can see out the window on the left hand side. I haven't got up to 7th gear in any of the other cars. This feels fast. So often when something feels fast, it is. Okay, so that's a problem. Okay, so So let me put it this way. This car feels faster than the Mustang, but it's not as stable. It does ride the curbs, but it's very tail happy, or it feels like it is. Yes, we haven't done anything on the setups, but this is a straight comparison, so everything's got to stay the same. Let's see how we go. It comes down to, would you rather have a slightly slower car that you're more consistent in, or would you rather have a car that you're living on the edge with, lap after lap, and you could make mistakes? So this car feels nice. It's just a case of we'd have to just dial in the overall setting. Okay, let's see if we can get through here. I think this is going to be a fast lap. This is going to be a fast lap. So it was a 1:54.9. I think this is going to be a fast lap. But I still, the actual driving experience, I prefer the Mustang. And I think I could have gone faster in the Mustang if I had have done more laps. But the idea is to do a straight, 55.3. Yeah, I'm not going to do 2 more laps. Okay. Let's quit that. Okay. The Mustang it is so far. Let's get on to the final test, the BMW. Okay, save setup. Okay, so far we're sticking to, yeah, I feel a lot safer in the Mustang. I feel like it's not trying to kill me. The Audi feels like it's a bit more wild. Like, that's the problem with the Audi and the Porsche in iRacing as well, and the Lambo. It feels like you are living on the edge every time you actually drive it. It feels like at any moment you could just lose the car, whereas the Ford Mustang feels a lot more planted, a lot more stable. And to be quite frank, I mean, even if you're losing a couple tenths a lap, just to know that you will get to the end of a race safely and you aren't going to go off somewhere.
Clear of pit lane.
What's going on? So this looks just like the BMW M4 in iRacing. Whoa, this is already trying to kill me. Whoa, this car's already trying to kill me. So like things like that we can iron out with the car setup. It's not like a deal breaker. But this car's a lot more skittish. The force feedback in the steering wheel feels weird. It feels like it's a series of little steps. I can't explain it. It's like I'm going over corrugations every time I turn my wheel. And I never got that in any of the other cars. Feels like nothing smooth. It's just a series of little corrugations every time I turn my steering wheel. Okay, let's see. Well, where you going, buddy? Yeah, this car's a little loose. It's definitely the Ford Mustang and the Aston. Those are my two favorite cars. For the fun factor, the Ford Mustang just feels so much better. So, even if this lap's faster, the steering wheel actually feels very weird in this car. It really feels like every turn, I'm turning through a series of notches, like corrugations in the road. I don't know how else to actually say it. Like there's a cattle trap in the road every time I turn the steering wheel. Yeah, it's slow. It's the slowest lap I've done. And I don't feel I'm actually driving slow. The car's just slow. I mean, that's slower than the Mercedes, and that was the first car I drove. Whoa, and you got... Whoa, and this car's not for me. Let's just finish this lap. I finally got that corner right. After driving all the cars, I finally got that corner right. Hold on, guys. I've got something going on in the house. Just hold on a sec for me. Yes, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're not going to drive the BMW. So it's between the Aston and the Mustang. As far as excitability and sound, the Aston's very, very stable. It drives very, very nicely. But the Mustang rides the curbs very well, and just overall excitement. It just feels a lot more exciting. So I think we're going to be driving the Mustang, and we're going to do the Mustang setup work. We'll do it on the same track. I I'm just going to pause this. I've got some things to do, and then I'm going to come back and we'll do the Mustang, okay? And that's the car we're going to use for GT4 for all the setups. So if you, I know some guys have been driving the BMW GTE because I've been doing the setups. So if you want to carry on with my setups, yeah, you've got time. You can get used to the GT4 Ford Mustang. That's the car we're going to choose. Okay, I'm just going to pause this, guys. I'm just going to do a couple things. I'm going to come back and then we're going to work on a base setup for the car. Okay, thank you. Okay guys, welcome back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to go with the Ford. Let me just have a look at something quickly. Downloadable content. Are there any liveries for this car? Not really. I would have thought people would have been making a lot of liveries. So we're going to do this race later on for sure. Okay, that's fine. Let's go back. Okay, single player race weekend. We want to go back into the Ford Mustang GT4. Let's look at the liveries. Oh, is that all? Okay. I like a bit of color. Okay, let's go for this one. Confirm. Okay. So we're just going to do the base setup. So to be honest, I love the way it climbs the curbs. I'm not going to mess with any of its suspension. Things 111. Okay, I'm not going to mess with the suspension at all. Okay, so we definitely want more wing. It only goes up to 5. Okay, let's put it on 4. Okay, we definitely want a little bit more wing. No, let's put it up to 5. I'm learning that the tire pressure is actually good. Okay, I actually want to put these up to 2. It's a little bit weak for me. Okay, let's just save this. Save setup. Let's just save this as Imola. They say that you shouldn't make more than one change at a time, but I know we need more rear wing. I know I need more feeling in my steering wheel, and I'm actually testing that to see if the tire pressures go up, if the tire temperatures go up. I'm also okay with the roll bar. Let me see the range. So it goes from 10 to 200. Okay, so let's put this back to 40. Okay. 10 to 200. Okay, we're going to fiddle with this just now. That was 80-40. I don't want to fiddle with that now. Okay, let's want to go to the drivetrain. Interesting. They're already starting with the Diff at a very high setting. They're already, because remember the snap-oversteer? Okay, I want to put this down to 4 and I want to put this down to 3. Confirm. Okay, let's enough. So, that's something else I want to see. Okay. Cockpit setup. Seat position. That's better for me. Okay, back. And zoom. That feels better. I don't like the feeling that I'm sitting in the back seat because I can't see the curbs properly. You can't get your apexes properly. We're not going to do anything on the overall suspension of the car. Really goes over the curbs nicely. Can accelerate nicely. In the GTE car that would want to spin. I like the force feedback. The rear doesn't feel like it's sliding. Still bounces over the curbs nicely. The car's not loose because of the diff. The ALB blades actually feel fine, but I do, because I don't feel like I'm oversteering or I'm like understeering, but I am going to fiddle around with them. The tires aren't screeching. It's turning in very nicely. I don't feel like the car is 100 miles ahead of me, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm sitting in the right position now. I can go over the curbs very nicely. Okay, we just basically need to get a decent lap time in, because now we are tuning the car for lap time. So before it was just about the feeling of the car. Can ride the curbs very nicely in this car. I'm not going to do anything to the suspension. Very happy with it. The car feels planted, very stable. Doesn't feel like it wants to kill me at all. Missed our lap time up there. I'm interested. It's just a pity I made the mistake on that last corner. 154.5. We're already 4/10 up on what we were before. And we made that mistake, okay, but we've messed this sequence up. So that mistake on that last corner, I think we actually could have got a 154 dead. So we're already going faster than we were before. This is a lovely car to drive, it really is. The rear's not stepping out at all. It's like I can trail brake to the actual apex of that chicane. With the other cars I couldn't. I felt the rear trying to slide out. Well, this is definitely a lot faster. What was our lap time? 1:53. So we're already 1.5 seconds faster than we were. Okay, let's take it back to the pits. Return to pit. Okay. The diff I am super happy with. The car drives out the corners very, very nicely. Vehicle setup. I just want to make sure this is saved. Confirm. Okay. Confirm. Okay. So this should now add more oversteer. I'm going to put this one to 40. I'm going to put this one to 80. So this should be more pointy now. It should be a little bit more oversteery. Remember, I'm not trying to get the perfect setup. I'm trying to get a base setup. But obviously I want a setup that I can use for this track when we go forward. So the car should want to turn the corners a lot better now. Remember, the idea of this exercise is not to try and get the fastest lap known to man, faster than anyone else has done. It's just to get a base setup for the car, because I will never be able to do that. I'm not the fastest driver to begin with. So this will be a good test here. Yeah, it wasn't doing that before. Okay. So let's return to pit. It wasn't doing that before. Okay, and we don't want that. Okay, tires, it's a little bit too pointy. Okay. So let's go back. So this was on 80 and this was on 40. So let's make this 1, 1. That's the first time since I've been driving this car it did not feel stable. So I obviously went a little bit too far.
Clear.
I obviously went past the limit. I mean, you could probably run that setup on a different track, but for this track, through that chicane, you can't. The idea is not to put the car right on the edge, that you're on the seat of your pants for the whole race, because you actually want a stable car that you can drive, and you know what the car is going to do each and every lap. See what this lap time's like. Well, the next lap, but with this setup. Okay, here's going to come the test. car actually doesn't feel too bad. Okay, let's see how we do on this next lap. The tyres are also not overheating, which is nice.
Remember, the car will feel loose when you get into the dirty air.
There's no dirty air, buddy. Still goes around the corners nicely. I can ride these corners nicely, which I actually couldn't in the BMW GTE. It would just spin out. So we are purple in the first sector. There's a second sector up here somewhere. What is the yellow? Does that mean you're slower? I don't know, it's red, it's purple, it's yellow. I wish I knew what those colors were. It's a bit weird. I think this is going to be faster than the 153.6 we did. I'll be surprised if it's not.
0.4 off.
Oh wow, okay. Well, that felt faster than the previous time. Car hasn't done that before. Okay. Return to cockpit. Okay, vehicle setup. Suspension. Okay, let's go back to 80/40. Let's make this 90/30. Let's see what that does. This is a very big heavy car. Maybe it needs to be more understeering, more stable. It actually feels better this way around than what it did the other way around. Let's go. Should be. The tyre temperatures are still very, very low. What's the red? Why have they got such funny colors here? The car feels actually a lot more stable this way around. Even just that one little change. Feels a lot more stable. Feels faster. What's it yellow? Was it slower? Car feels so super stable. Oh, and there I say it, and then that happens. Okay. I think I was going through there a little bit fast, and I tried to jump the curbs and turn my steering wheel when I was in the air a bit. I wish I knew what that red was. Okay. But we did make a mistake in the chicane, and that was more than 2/10. Oh, I'm off. I had to back out. Okay, this isn't going to be a fast lap. The car is more understeery. I want to do one more lap with this setup. I'm okay with that because we did make the mistake, but our tyre temperatures are finally coming up. We actually made the mistake early on anyway. Even with that spin, we were still faster than our previous time through that part of the circuit. Okay. Can hug this one nicely now. Is that purple saying I'm faster even with that spin? This feels like it's fast. I just mustn't screw this lap up now. The car feels super stable. It actually feels planted. It feels very nice. track limit warning. Oh my word. I really wanted this one to count. Okay, so we are actually 0.6 off faster, so we are actually 153. I'm going to do one more lap. We'll try and without the track limit warnings. Okay, so theoretically this will be a 152.9, I think, if you look at the relative above. A 152.8 even. Now we just need to do it without getting track limit warnings. It's not my fastest through there, but we are still up. Now we just mustn't get track limit warnings. Okay, we got no track limit warnings. This is our fastest lap. So I'm happy with those ALB blades the way they are. So like I said, when we come back to this track, I'll fiddle around with the ALB blades. At that time, this is more just to get a base setup for the car. Then obviously as we go through the circuits we'll get the base set up. 153.2. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to do any more laps. Whoa, my steering wheel. Okay. Got one last thing. Return to pit. Vehicle setup. Okay, this I'm going to save. Imola. Yeah, let's save it as Imola. But I also want to save it as base setup, baseline. Okay. Just want to go here. I just want to see. I want to see what this is going to be like coming out the corners now. I'm not doing anything with the car suspension. I'm very happy with it. It's got enough roll. It's not spinning out. It's not screeching the tires. It's very stable. It's going over the curbs nicely. I just want to see now the drive now if I put my foot down. Already I can feel a big difference. Oh. I can already feel the difference with that Diff. Okay, let's see. We still got cold tires. The car feels a lot looser. Let's see. Let's put in 2 laps. See if we can beat our previous lap time. This car rides these bumps so nicely. Purple. I guess yellow is slower and purple is faster, the fastest. Let's see. Oh, I couldn't get my thing. Gonna do one more lap after this. I'm assuming the relative up top means we're half a second off. Okay, I'm going to go back to the parts. I'm going to go back to our vehicle setup. I'm going to load our baseline. Okay, so we're going to leave that as it is. I'm not going to, because there is no race. Okay, so like I've said to you in the past, every time I go to a circuit, I mess with the Diff, I mess with the anti-roll bar, I mess with, where is it now? The bias and the wing. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything more, but this is going to be my baseline setup that I will work from every week in all my setups. Okay, so I will just leave this on screen for you guys. I know you want to see what it's like, what my setup is. So this is my setup. What have we changed? Okay, so this is obviously my force feedback strength. This is a very high downforce track, so we've increased the wing and we've lowered the tire pressures for more of a contact patch. The car is not overheating, so that's not a problem. Okay, suspension. We did the anti-roll bars. This, I'm not touching anything. I love the way this car feels. I like the way it rolls when it wants to take a corner. It doesn't want to spin out. It's very stable. It doesn't want to screech the tires. It rides the curbs really well. This is like hours of work fiddling, tweaking. This is hours of work, and I'm happy with the car. I'm not going to touch that at all. The drivetrain, we've adjusted the brake bias. We will obviously do that according to the circuit. That's why I'm not too bothered about this. We've lowered the traction control, we've lowered the ABS, and we've left the diff exactly how it is. So when we come back to the other circuits, I'm going to fiddle with this, I'm going to fiddle with this, I'm going to fiddle with this, and I'm going to fiddle with this. So this is our baseline setting. Okay, so here is the car setup, guys. I'll leave that there for you. Okay, suspension. I don't want to mess with the ride height because it actually goes over the curbs really well. If there is a track where there's no curbs, then I will lower the ride height. Okay, suspension. Okay, so that is what we're going to be using for next season if there's GT4, or the following season if there's GT4. If there's GT4 and GT3 next season, I'm probably going to race the GT4. The reason is I race GT3 in iRacing. I don't really want to race the same cars in like all the other games. I actually bought this game so that I could race something else. Okay guys, hope that helps. You can go, you can start practicing with my car setup if you want to drive this car, if you want my setups going forward when it becomes available. Thank you for watching. Thanks for all the support. Please consider liking and subscribing, and enjoy your day and have a lovely year. Thanks guys. Goodbye.